Hello, hello. Evening all, evening all. Again, just before we get going, can you hear me? And can you see me, obviously? I'll just wait for a yes that you can hear me. Ooh. Yep. Oh, no, that's an A up. That's not a yes. So can you hear me? Yeah, brilliant. James says it's all good. So we got James in, Nick's Tax, Jovis, Richard Idle, Paul Barlow, Bertie Redfern, and there's some more coming in now. But anyway, welcome to the first members and Patreons live stream. I've never done one before, and it's about bloody time, innit, that I did one. Now, this live stream is going to be a bit more casual to the normal channel live streams that I do. This is more like a friendly chat between us lot. So it's like a friendly personal chat. That's the idea of it anyway. So, excuse me, I've got biscuit in my teeth. I've just had a biscuit. But this is going to be more casual. So feel free to ask any questions, talk about anything you want. Just stick it in the comments and I'll try my best to chat about it. Yeah, I just wanted to get to know you all a bit more, really, because I've got so many members appearing now. Some of you have been there from the very start and some of you are new members. But I've just realized I don't actually know anything about a lot of you. I've met some of you before, but yeah, I just want to chat. Hi, John Archer. How are you doing? So yeah, James Pearson. We've done a video together, haven't we? So James knows me a bit more. I won't say on a personal level, but we have met up, haven't we, James? You came and did the Beeston Station video with me, didn't you? On your bike. I had to remember then which one it was. So let's start a question then. Let's start by, I'm going to ask you guys, where are you all from? Name the city and I'm presuming you're all from the UK, but you might not be. But name the city where you're from. That'll be a good start. Yes, James, you did make a brief appearance. Yeah. I can put you on the screen now. Yes, you made a brief appearance. And yeah, well, that was January. Was that January or February last year? Yeah, it was. It was winter, wasn't it? I remember it being bloody freezing and snowing. And it was the Beeston line. Richard's asking, did we get any suggestions for the meetup? Yeah, but too many. I've got quite a varied list of ideas. And I just don't know what to do, but we definitely need to do one soon. I was just going to do it casually. I was just going to say, let's all meet for a coffee, or let's just go for a little walk somewhere, just so we can chat and get to know each other. So that was the idea anyway, was just to do something small. But other people were suggesting things like a day out somewhere, or on the Middleton Railway doing a steam ride, or a bike ride, or things like that. So the problem I've got is I've got to make it suitable for everybody that's coming, because some of you will be traveling, some of you won't be. It's got to be somewhere easy to get to, but also some of you drive, some of you don't. Some of you are able-bodied and some of you aren't. So it's like I've got to make sure that it can cover everybody. That's why I was thinking just something as simple as a coffee somewhere like that, like an outdoor gathering or an indoor coffee or something, just so people can get there and sit down. They don't have to walk, because I don't know how many people can walk. And, I've got a few elderly people on there as well. So it's no good me scheduling a 14-mile walk or something like that. Not only that, it'd kill me. Right, so what have we got? John's in Rossendale in Lancashire. I know where Rossendale is. But you're originally from Scarborough. Is that where I got you then, John, from the Scarborough videos? Jovis, you're in the Forest of Dean. I remember talking to you before, Colford. I've never been down there, to be honest. I've been in the area, but I've never been to the Forest of Dean. So it's one to do in the future, maybe. So James is born in Nottingham. But I know you live in Leeds now, James, but born in Nottingham. Nix is in Oxford. Oh, Oxford. Yeah, I have been there a few times. I've done a few gigs there actually in Oxford with my tribute band, the Take That. I've done a few gigs at Oxford. I'm going to say it in the northern way, Oxford Castle, not the castle. I've done a few gigs at Oxford Castle, probably 2010, 11, something like that. They used to do like a summer nights, I think they called it, in August. Every weekend they did like a live band in the courtyard in the castle and the fireworks, and we did that every year for a couple of years. John says Rossendale is the home of East Lancashire Heritage Railway. There's a lot of them about now, aren't there, Heritage Railways, which is a good thing. They're everywhere. Every time I go somewhere now, I see the signs for a Heritage Railway. Craig's in. Hiya, Craig. How are you doing? You're in Otley, aren't you, Craig? Oh, yeah. No, you're from Otley. So you're Killingbeck. Not far from here. Paul Barlow says he knows the line well to John Archer. Presuming you've been on it, Paul. Have you had a ride on that? Bertie's from Uddersfield. Got a story, actually. One of my friends, when I worked on the cruise ships years ago, nearly everybody on there that I knew was from down south. And there was my friend on there at the time that I met. He was like the first person I met on there. And I said to him, I said, am I the only bloody northerner? He said, no. There's a girl, he said, she works in the shops. She's called Laura. He said, she's from somewhere near you, but I couldn't say where. And anyway, one night we were in the crew bar and I bumped into this girl and I was chatting away and the accent straight away hit me. And it was a really broad Yorkshire accent, West Yorkshire accent anyway, but not the one that, I've not got it anymore, but it's a really broad, drony, I would say drony accent, like the two girls on Gogglebox, that I know that kind of accent. And I heard it a mile off in the crew bar. And I just turned to my friend. I said, is that her? He said, yeah. Anyway, she came over. I said, where are you from? She went, I'm from Uddersfield. So that's how I always hear it now. Anyone says Uddersfield, they go, Uddersfield. But that's how she said it. Yeah, she's so, what's the word, drony. A walk and a cuppa works for me, Richard. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to do because there's a lot, like I said, there's a mixed bag on here. Some people are not from around here and some people are from, are able-bodied, some aren't. So I know, James, like you'd be on a bike, you'd go for miles on a bike. That'd kill me. But then you've got the older ones that probably, they probably couldn't walk a few hundred yards. So I'm thinking of just doing something, I don't know, like a little walk in a park or, and those that don't want to walk it can sit down for a bit, try to do something that covers everything. I was originally going to do an explore, but that would kind of cut a lot of people out that can't do it. But I suppose I could do both. But yeah, maybe a crisp January winter's walk or something, just a local one, a small walk with a stop at the coffee shop or something to just sit and have a coffee. Because I'd like to chat to you all and get to know you as well. It's not just a case of, hi and bye. I'd like to chat. I like chatting, in case you didn't realize. James says he'd be up for a bike ride. I know you bloody would. Steam in Middleton, all good. All James does is ride his bike all over the country, all day, every day. Every day he's out. Don't matter what the weather, does it, James? You laughed at what, James? John, yeah, the Scarborough videos. I thought it was, yeah. Getting a commuter train into the city of Manchester. All right, are they getting the line reopened? Are they? Transport Museum in Bury. I've never been to that. I've been to Bury, but never to the Transport Museum. He is Richard. He is a mountain biker. He's out every day with his little luminous vest on. James, just 20 miles today. That's quite a short one for you, isn't it? 40 might, yeah, it would. I'm so unfit now. It's unreal. I've been because a lot of my work now, apart from the gigging, which is not often, but I work from home, so everything I do is on my laptop on the couch, including the videos. Apart from again, if I go out and film, which is rare, but majority of the time it's editing, which is sat on my laptop. So to go from sitting on my backside or on my ass. Just move my light down over. I've got a light. It's touching my leg. I'm just moving it. So instead of sitting on my ass all day, which is what I do, when I do go out, I'm absolutely shattered because I barely move. I need to start exercising. But in winter, it's just not going to happen, is it? I am putting the pounds on now. Richard's the same. Oh, you a mountain biker as well, Richard? So who do we not know where you're from? Nix, you're in Oxford. Paul, Rossendale. Oh, so Paul, you're in Hull, Paul. So my dad's from Hull, Paul. So I'm kind of half Hull-ish. Yeah, my dad was born there. Hessel Road, I think he said. Yeah, Hessel Road. Somewhere around there anyway. But I'm talking 1940s. He's lived over here most of his life now. Where's everyone else from? So tell me about it. I walked the stairs next to the lift at Scarborough a couple of weeks ago. Felt like my legs would fall off. Yeah, I'm the same. If I go out and vlog now, I literally get, I don't know, a mile walk and I'm absolutely shattered. I'm sweating. It's dripping off me. I'm boiling. It doesn't matter what temperature it is. I'm panting. I'm honking like a donkey, as they say. And I get the camera on and I've got to talk to the camera and I have to pause and wait a bit, get my breath back, stop sweating. I start wiping my face and then I start vlogging. I'm just so unfit. I used to walk miles. Now I can't walk a few hundred yards without panting. In fact, when I did that video with Martin Zero up the reservoir on the moors and Saddleworth, him and James were a mile in front of me. Honestly, I had to keep stopping for a rest. It was only a slight gradual slope. I mean, granted, it was 4 miles of that, but I don't know, a mile into it, I was absolutely gone. I thought I was going to pass out. I had to sit down and rest for 10 minutes. They'd gone off. And then I did it again a bit further up. I just kept stopping. They were well ahead. They couldn't believe it. I mean, Martin's in his 50s and he was like, bloody hell, Darren, come on, get a move on. He said, you're a lot younger than me. Get a shift on. I just couldn't do it. I'm just so out of shape. It's unreal. But yeah, Martin said I was honking like a donkey. Paul, Hessel Road, where the fish docks were. Yeah, I think my granddad, because I never met my granddad, my dad's dad, he died before I was born. He, I think, he worked on the docks in Hull. Obviously, that's his side. I think he was a docker, so a proper working class anyway. And my dad was only a kid when he moved over here, so he won't remember really. But he said it was definitely Hessel Road, somewhere around there. David's from Bradford. I know you are, David. You're near my neck of the woods, aren't you? Where I used to live. So, where do you grow up, David? Did you grow up in Bradford? I know, James. I do. I love my bike. I love going out biking, but I just could never be bothered. The bike that I've got broke. And then I got a new one, and I didn't like it. And now I've got another one. This is like, I'm talking over like 10, 15 years, but now I've got another one, and it's constantly going flat all the time. I've replaced the tire about 6 times in the last year or so. I just can't be bothered with it. Last year when we had lockdown, I was out on it all the time. I was literally just cycling around the area, even you know, just something simple just to get out. I do like riding a bike, but it's just getting out because I've got so much work to do. I end up doing all the work. It gets to tea time, then I'll have my tea, and then I don't want to go out. Or if I get up in the morning, I just want to get on with the work. So I just never, I don't know, just not built for it, I think. Richard's an electrician. Yeah, that's a good one. What do you all do for jobs? What do you do through the day? If you might be retired, but if you are retired now, what did you do before? So I used to be, let's move that out of the way. I used to work in IT. I started as a draftsman when I left school. So I used to do CAD, computer aided design. Did that for a couple of years. Then I went into IT for 12 years, did server repairs and running servers and operating systems. And I was a systems analyst. Didn't really enjoy it. Left that. Went to work on the cruise ships. Did 2 years there at P&O Cruises as an entertainment officer. Then, before I went on the ships, I was doing the tribute band as a sideline on the weekends. Then when I came back off the ships, I went full time with the tribute band instead, which is what I was doing until lockdown. And then that kind of went on the back burner. And then I started doing like web building, because that was another thing I used to do when I was younger, a bit of web building. So I started doing web building for some clients, and I do logo design and posters and things like that. And then I'm doing obviously the channel, which is taking up most of my time, and now I'm back gigging again. So that's kind of the full circle for me. I know he is, mate. Martin's fit as a fit. He really is. It's because he's out and about a lot. I mean, he's on his feet all day. That's his job. He's on his feet all day. So that helps. I'm on my ass all day. I'm sat downstairs on my laptop all day. I don't move. I might go in the garden with the dog and take the dog around the block. That is it. So yeah, it does depend what you do. When I worked on the cruise ships, I was on my feet all day and I walked miles and miles and miles. So I was so fit and I was so slim as well, like really slim when I was on the ships. And as soon as I came back, gone. Plenty of fish in Hull. There is, Bertie. Yeah. Where are you from, Bertie? Definitely plenty of fish in Hull. Oh, you're from Huddersfield, aren't you, Bertie? Huddersfield. So yeah, so that's what my dad did anyway. Sorry, my granddad. He worked at the docks in Hull, we think. Richard said, "Let's go Peloton." Are you on about with James, not with me? Bloody hell! In fact, I went out with some friends last year. We went from Woodlesford Lock into Leeds Centre. I mean, it's only what, I don't know, 4 miles, 5 miles. We got on the bikes, and they just pelted off. They were gone. I'm there chugging away on my bike. A nice leisurely bike ride. That's a bike ride to me, is leisurely. They'd gone. They were racing off. And anyway, I got halfway and they'd stopped somewhere for a coffee at the side of the grass, and I'd sort of pulled up, and they were sat there drinking out of a flask and chilling out. Oh, here you are. You caught up. They were bloody miles ahead of me. I said, you know what? Stick it. I'm never coming with you lot again. You just left me. They just didn't care. They just went. I was on my own. But I secretly enjoyed it because I was on my own. But yeah, they were doing, not Peloton, but they were bloody shooting off. Not these days, sadly. James, sounds tricky. Just try and make the time. I rent out property. Yeah. You were telling me, James. David, I grew up down Bowling Back Lane where the train sheds were. Oh, that must have been interesting, David. So, yeah, pretty much my neck of the woods then. That's where I grew up. Not Bowling Back Lane, but Tonghome Wood. That's where I grew up. So, yeah, I spent 30 years around there, so I know it really well. Bowling Back Lane, it's a bit industrial now, isn't it? All down there. Jovis finance department at one of the NHS trusts. Brilliant. Counting all the dosh or the lack of it, I'm sure. John, you work in IT as well. What kind of role do you do in IT, John? So I started as a forgot what my title was originally. I think I was something like a technical analyst or something. I used to do run what did I do? I used to run Unix jobs and run the Unix systems and a lot of the software that used to sit on servers. I used to run the server side, and then I moved into doing software management. So I used to run all the software itself and start updating things. And then I did project management. So I started putting software in and changing systems around and upgrades and things like that. Then I went into what was the other thing I did? Then I did the email servers and Microsoft, and I did all the courses and stuff. I did a bit of everything, to be honest. I did telephony, video conferencing, did a bit of everything. Paul's electrician. Oh, wow. I'd call myself an electrician, Paul, but I'm not qualified. But I did fit a lot of when I did the house, we had the kitchen done years ago. I did all the sockets. I've never done them before, but I know how easy it is. Well, it's not, but for me it is because I'm technically minded like that. And I watched a few people do it, and I thought I could do that. So anyway, I wired it all up, but I spent hours on it. I was really methodical with it. I got the right cabling and everything. I put all the cables, chased all the walls out, put the cables in, put like 8 double gang sockets in, and I fitted lights under the cupboards and fat extractor fan. I did a bit of everything. I even did a line up to the garage. I ran a line under the concrete out to the garage. I did all sorts of different things. Anyway, when we'd done, the guy that came in to fit our lighting in the kitchen, he was an electrician. I said, "You're going to need to check what I've done." I said, "Obviously, I'll pay you for it, but will you inspect what I've done and basically okay it?" Thinking he was going to laugh at it and say, "What a mess." But anyway, he came back. He said, "No." He said, "You've done everything absolutely spot on." He said, "You've done what I would have done." He said, "You've done a really good standard. You've used the right cabling." See, I'm not half a job Darren me. I do something, I do it right. Yeah, I wouldn't call myself an electrician, but I think I can get around a fuse box. Craig's an electrician by trade. We work for Morrison's and McDonald's. So I travel the whole country. More traveling than work. Yeah, sounds like me, Craig, when I used to do the gigging full time. We could do 1,300 miles in a weekend easy. We'd do that Friday, Saturday night. We once went from Leeds to Inverness and then drove back the same day. And then the next morning we were in Cornwall, and then we drove back that night. And then I think the next day we were down in the Midlands, which is constant. We were constantly out and about. We hate staying away. We like to come back. So we could do some weekends, we could do anything between 1,000 and 1,500 miles easy. So yeah, I know how you feel, mate, with that. At least I know where to come if I need an electrician. There's 2 of you on here now. If I need an electrician. IT support, working from home. All right, so you're the same as me then, sat on your laptop. Yeah, I kind of did a bit of IT support, but I couldn't stand the people. I couldn't stand the users. It was all user error. They're all home user hat on. I hated it. I used to get the stupidest calls. I think I tried it for about a week, and I remember going back to my manager, and I said, "I don't want to do it. I don't like it." It was just I like to just try different things, and he did move me around quite a lot, so I could experience everything. But when I did service desk, I hated it. I just felt like bashing my head against the wall. A lot of the stupid questions I was getting. One lady, right? I was on the phone. We had VNC software, so I could see her screen, and she was complaining that I can't remember what it was now. Something was happening on the screen anyway. And I said to her, right, I said, on your desktop, I'm trying to explain to her how to get the VNC software on so I could connect to a PC and get me an IP address. And I said to her, go to your desktop and tell me what you see. She was that basic. She said, I've got a cup, a lamp, a keyboard, and a monitor. I said, no, not your desktop, your desktop on your computer. She's like, oh, there's no on there. I'm saying, can you see the start button? And she's going, start button? No. I said, are you looking on your screen? She's like, no, my screen's not on. I went, never mind. Bye. Got some absolute idiots. David says, I went round the sheds as a kid. It was great. All the staff knew me, so I was always there. Yeah, I never saw them, David. When I was a kid, they were all gone. I remember there's the bridge on Rakefield Road, isn't they? That's still there now. I remember that. And is it Bowling Back Lane with the level crossing on it where you used to come down a hill in a car and fly off it? I used to love doing that with my brother. If we ever went into town, I used to say, take us that way, and we can go over that fast. And he used to mount it and fly off it. That's all I remember around there. And a few of the old bridges and the old coal sheds that were further down near where that tyre place is now. That's all I remember down there. I don't remember anything on Manchester Road, the railway there. I don't remember any of that. So John worked in IT for over 20 years, gone from putting PCs on desks through Servertech to development, now head up cloud development team. Brilliant. Yeah, I did a bit of everything that you said there, even a bit of the cloud stuff. See, when we started, well, when I was last there in IT, this is how long, I mean, it was I left in 2012, so it's nearly 10 years ago now. We just started doing VMware. I went on a course for that to learn how to run it. We just installed VMware for the virtual computers and all that. We had offsite storage as well. We had cloud. We had a data center in Castleford, actually. Hi, Simon. How are you doing? Welcome to the chat. I've asked everybody where you're from and what you do as a job. So if you've not commented, put it in below. Paul, amateur electrician, brown to blue, blue to bits. Yeah, pretty much. I'm pretty good with stuff like that. I'm very practical. I always have been. I remember as a kid, I used to make things that lit up and with switches on, and I were really technical like that. I was always into messing with things and doing things. In fact, I remember one Christmas, I asked my dad or my mum and dad for, I mean, I used to get things like Meccano, but I asked them for what was it? It's like a science kit where you got light bulbs and switches and circuit boards and things. I remember asking them for stuff like that, and they were just like, "What? You don't want any toys?" I'm like, "No, I want to play with that." And I used to solder things and make little circuit boards, and I was a bit of a geek when it came to stuff like that. And then I used to ask for practical things like a drill and rolls of sellotape because I used to make things. And so, yeah. Picnic errors, problem in chair, not in computer. Yeah. Normally, we used to just call it user error. We used to say, I used to just put it down on the system as user error because it always bloody was. I once asked somebody how many windows they had open, and they said all of them because it's hot. Yeah, I can imagine, mate. I've heard it all. Yeah. When I asked her what were on the bloody desktop, and she's telling me a lamp. Or it's a lamper. I'm on nights at the moment, so at work can't stay on long. All right. I've done a gig in Swarcliffe as well, Simon. Talking about my band, I've done a gig at Swarcliffe Working Men's years ago. In fact, I did New Year's there once. It was the worst New Year's party I've ever done in my life. We came out. We did a gig there like a year before, and it was really good. And then we did New Year's, and it was really bad. Everybody in there didn't want to be there, and they were only there for the bingo. So they all came in, sat through 2 hours of bingo with all the lights up, and then we came out screaming at them to, get up and dance, and they just didn't want to know. They all buggered off, and they were just like, Tribute band. We were just looking at each other on stage thinking, this is New Year's Eve and this is the most bored I've ever been on stage. We were just like, I said to the lads, look, just enjoy yourselves. Let's just do what we need to do and then go. But that was at Swarcliffe. The Class 1 HGV driver, been doing that for the last 30 years. So you've had a pay rise this year then, have you? Well, I don't envy you with that job, mate. It's long hours, isn't it? And I mean, I just don't like driving. I can drive miles, but because I've done it for so long with the band, I'm not interested in it anymore. I hate driving now. I'd hate to do it full time as a job. I suppose it's a bit slower in your world, though, isn't it? Like there's no like I'm always rushing to be somewhere, but you can sort of cruise along at 60 and take your time, whereas I'm always in a bloody rush. And yeah, I can't imagine it's exotic doing that, especially with the service stations. I've seen the state of some of them. Don't envy you. Level Crossing was Hall Lane. Yeah, it was. I moved down Rakefield Road in 1966. Yeah, Hall Lane. That was it. It was at the back, wasn't it? Used to come down the steep hill, and then as it leveled out at the bottom, there was the pub on the left, wasn't there? Is it the bowling back lane or something? The bowling pub. I remember going in there years ago. Agree with the idiot comment at work. If someone give me an email address to send something over to Joe Beard, so I've asked if my name is Joe. I've also almost said no, it's Bobby. Honestly, keeps you entertained though, doesn't it? It's rather boring if everyone's, if everything makes sense. But we in fact we used to laugh at it. I used to tell everybody, I put the phone down and I say, you never guess what they've just said, and we used to find it hilarious. Paul says, when you started the channel, did you ever think it would grow so fast? I certainly didn't, mate. No. Like I said in the last live stream, I think I predicted 500 subscribers for the first year. So that was 2020. And then it picked up a bit of pace. And I said, all right, it might be 1,000. So that was my aim for the end of the year was 1,000. And then when I got to 1,000 in summer, I was like, okay, 2,000. And then I got to 2 and I was like, okay, and so on and so forth. And I think I ended up with 8 in the first year. And then I think this year I said by the end of this year, I was aiming for 15. I'm nearly at bloody 25 now, which is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. It seems the first 500 it took 6 months for 500. But then once it gets to 600, it sort of starts, building quite a lot faster anyway. It seemed to go crazy, but the last few months it's gone even faster, which is great. Have you ever looked into my family history? Yeah, I have. Yeah, quite a few times. I always get so far and then I give up. But one of my aunties did it as well. She did a full. She was like really into it. She did all the what they call it, ancestry thing website, and she was pulling people out. We found out we were related to people in Australia and America, and there was people in like the strangest places that we were related to. And yeah, we never found our origins though, like the original where we came from, hundreds of years ago. It pretty much started in the UK and then went on from there. But yeah, I've done all that. I know my dad's family were from Hull. Well, his dad was from Hull. His mum was from Newcastle. So technically I'm I'm a quarter Geordie and a quarter Hull as well. So, and my mum was purely Bradford, including her mum and dad as well. So I'm like half Bradford, a quarter Hull, and a quarter Geordie. Did I get a lot of subscribers after the Blackpool vlogs? Yeah, I wouldn't say it surged or anything, but it did pick up a bit. It seemed to sort of rise a bit and then it sort of petered out. But I've got quite a lot of theme park lot coming in from that. Quite a few people that I think they might have thought I was a theme park channel, which I'm not, but they kind of came in looking for the theme park videos because I'd done Blackpool. And because I had a few comments of people saying, have you done any more? I was like, well, I've done a couple, but I'm not, I'm still going to do them, but they're not going to be that often. So I got a few. Anyway, speaking of which, I've got some really good videos coming up soon. Now, you'll notice I've done a few what I call series or like story of, which has been the Butlins Filey, Crystal Palace, and the Pleasure Beach. They're like what I would call a 3-part series rather than a usual vlog that I do. So they're more in-depth documentaries. Anyway, I've got quite a few of them planned out for the next year or so. So what I've done, so in between doing my normal vlogs and videos, and also my railway walks as well, which I am going to start again soon. We obviously finished the Leeds New Line a few weeks ago. I've got another railway one coming up this weekend. This is a railway walk, but it's only a short one. So that's coming up this weekend. That's the South Sea Railway in Portsmouth. I've covered that. It's only about, I think it's about 1.5 miles long. So I've done all that. It's quite a good video, actually. But then I've got quite a few railway lines that I want to start doing a series on. We've already planned them. And I'm going to try do 3 big ones next year. So we'll probably start filming in December for them to come out in January, I think. The series will start in January. But in amongst the railway videos and all the other vlogs that I do, I would like to do some more series, some more documentaries. I don't know what to call them. I'm calling them series, but I suppose all my videos are series, especially the railway ones. But I'll call them the story of or something like that. But the big documentaries that I've done, I've wanted a few more ideas for that. Anyway, I've had a few people come out of the woodwork that have got in touch with me and said, would you consider this? I work there. I can get you in. And I was like, mm-hmm. So I've had a few really good offers in the past couple of weeks. And a couple of them are in Blackpool, believe it or not, again. So I've had 2 big offers in Blackpool. And I think I'm going to do both of them. One of them starts in fact, one of them I'm going to see next week, but only to suss it out. And then I'll probably start filming that at the end of November. But again, I don't know when that's coming out. Then I've got one I'll be looking at in December, but it probably won't be till next year, early next year. That is massive. So, yeah, well, they're both big, to be honest. I feel like I want to tell you what they are, but I don't want to spoil it. I'm dying to tell someone, but I don't want to spoil it. Yeah, it's basically quite a few of the series that I want to do, but there's a few other places I want to go as well. And I'm going to London in December. This is purely personal. I'm going to London for a couple of days, but knowing me, I'll sneak a video in while I'm there. In fact, I might sneak 2 in. I've got an idea of 2 things I want to do, completely different again to what I usually do. People always think I'm going to do railways and stuff. I do them, but not all the time. The 2 in London are completely different. They're history related, but completely different. So I'll just see. Yeah, it's one of them where I'm not planning on it. I'm going to research a few things. I'm going to take my camera with me. I'm going for a personal 3 days away, like I say. If I get time, I'm going to film these videos. So there'll be 2 from London there. The only one I've ever done in London was Crystal Palace. And there might be an airplane one coming up soon. By that, I mean me in an aircraft flying around West Yorkshire. That'll be with my mate Richie. That might be happening soon. What else am I doing? Can't remember off the top of my head. There was something else. London. Oh, well, there's 2 others as well. I've been sending emails out to people as well, asking for access to premises and things so I can do some videos like inside rather than me stood outside the fence filming. So I've been asking people. Anyway, I've had a few get back to me. One in Halifax got back to me from the council. So there's a monument or a place in Halifax that I might be doing, hopefully. And there's another one in Pontefract that I might be doing as well, if I can get in. Richard says, tell James, spoil away. If it's on next year, does anyone fancy going to Kipling Coates Derby? Oh, hang on. I'll get back to you about that, Paul. Hang on. So, all right. I'll spoil one of them. So one of them is Winter Gardens in Blackpool. They reached out to me and said, would you like, or would you do what you did with the Pleasure Beach on the Winter Gardens? And I said, I don't even have to think about this. Absolutely, yes. I said, you were on my hit list anyway. And I was literally a few days away from emailing them and asking them, because I emailed a lot of places around there. And they said, oh, I saw your Blackpool one and I really want the Pleasure Beach one. And I'd like you. He said, we've got a lot of history. I said, I know you have. You don't need to tell me. I've already looked into it. So that's the first one is Winter Gardens. And I'm meeting them next week. I'm going over to Blackpool on my own on next week, early next week, Monday. Is it Monday? I think. I have to look at my calendar. Yeah, Monday. So I'm going to Blackpool on Monday. And I'm literally going to meet the guy that runs it from the council and talk to them about what I want to do and what they want to show me and all that. So they've basically said they're going to give me a no holds barred access to the building, which I'll absolutely love, because I'm interested in, I mean, most people will go in there and film what they can see. I'm not interested in that. I'll cover that small bit, like I did with the Pleasure Beach. I covered the rides and stuff, but I'm more interested in what you don't normally see. And I've already told him a few things that I want to see, and he already agreed and said, yes, all right, I'll sort it out. So I'm trying to push my luck with it because I want to make some good videos. But again, this will be a series. Whether it'll be 2, 3, or 4, I don't know. It depends how much I film when I'm there. But I'm going to really push to get as much as I can. And there's a few rumors about that place as well in Blackpool that are going round. And I would love to solve them rumors. Either yes or no, it's not true, or it is true. So it's things like that I really want to touch on. So it's Winter Gardens, which covers the whole site. It's not just the building, it's inside. It's the history of it. It's things that used to be there. Yeah, a bit of everything. And the other one is also in Blackpool that I'm looking at in December, but it's actually 3 separate things on the same area. So basically, it's a site that I was going to do a video on, but I haven't yet. But I'm glad I didn't, because I've now been given access to said site to do it better. That's all I'm going to say about that one, because it's not 100% confirmed yet. But whilst I'm doing that video with the access to the site, there's also something else on the site that's going to be, what's the word? It's going to be accessible for the first time in many, many years, which means I've been allowed access into that too, because of the person who got me access to everything has got big influence over that site. So I'm able to go and do that. And also the future project on that site, I'll also be covering. So it's just, I'm only going to speak in riddles with that one. And I know a lot of you are going to guess, but that's one that'll be probably a 3-year job, that one, because it's massive. There'll be a couple of videos to come short term and then a few long term from that. I've had a few comments. Random fact: the comedy carpet in Blackpool on the prom was made in Hessel Road in Hull. Was it? I didn't know that, mate. I didn't know that. I might have read that years ago, but I can't recall it sticking in there. Yes, I've got Winter Gardens and another one or another 3 on the same site in Blackpool. I've had an email back from Illuminations as well. I might be getting a tour for that. So that's another little video I might be doing. It's not all going to be Blackpool, don't worry. This is going to be spread out over the next few months or years. I've also, like I said, I've got one in Halifax, one in Pontefract, plus 3 railways that I want to do next year. Again, I'm not 100% sure which ones yet. I'm toying between about 5 and there's 3 I want to do. So, yeah, a lot of what I do though comes, it just comes flying out at me. I've not planned any of the Blackpool stuff. But when I get people asking me to do, like giving me offers to do stuff, I'm like, yeah, I'll be there. Anyway, while we're here, I won't bore you all too much. We'll do about another 15 minutes or so. So I will get in touch with you all. It'll probably just be a coffee then in January. We'll start with something simple. We'll do a meetup with a coffee. And then we might progress to something a bit more later on. So we'll do that first. And also, if you're ever, I was going to say, if you're ever bored or, if you're fed up, and you want to go out and do some vlogging, if I'm going out, just let me know, because you can always tag along, because a lot of the time I'm on my own anyway. Oh, anyway, I forgot. Got an announcement as well. So if you, let me just turn that off. A few people suggested this, and it's a good idea, so I've set it up. We've now got a members only private Facebook group, and that's the address below. So if you're a member or a Patreon, join that group down there. So if you just type in facebook.com/groups/AdventureMe members, that's the group name. You'll have to request to join and I'll accept it. Basically, it's a private group that no one else can see or get in. That's only there if you're a member of the channel and a Patreon. And we can chat in there and do anything. So if you've got any questions, shove them in there. If you want to ask me something, put it in there. You want to talk about anything, just put it in there. And I'll be doing my rounds on there every day. So chances are I'll see it and I'll be in there. So it's like a little personal chat room kind of thing with a few of us. There won't be many in there. So join the group down there, private Facebook group. I'll just leave that on the screen in case you missed it. So where was I? So yeah, meetup, Facebook group. But again, yeah, big thanks to all of you for being members. That's the main thing. That's why I'm doing this. Thank you for being members and supporting me and the channel. It's amazing because you guys are paying for my fuel to these trips to Blackpool. Not that I'm going to enjoy myself, but these trips that I'm doing back and forth. Bearing in mind, by Christmas, I'll have been to Blackpool 7 times just for vlogs. So all these trips back and forth to Blackpool and Scarborough and London, whatever I end up doing videos on, you guys are paying for it. So it's because of that I can do it. So thank you very much for being members. You also help towards equipment and things like that. I haven't bought anything for a while, actually. I'm happy with what I've got at the minute. The drone's fine. The camera's fine. I did buy some new wellies, and I've got a new lens for the camera. But apart from that, yeah, not a lot. But there's plenty of things I want. I'm just not going to buy them yet. But yeah, thanks for being members. It means a lot, and supporting us and Patreons and all that sort of thing. I don't like asking people to do it, but when you do it, and it's it's just really nice of you to join and just be there. Really, without it, it would cost me a lot more money, and it helped through the lockdown as well because I wasn't working at all back then. It really helped. So I don't think we'd be where we are now, or as far ahead as we are now, had it not been for you lot, because I wouldn't have got the drone, I wouldn't have got the new camera. I certainly wouldn't have been traveling around. I would have been just doing videos in the local area, and that is it. Anyway, yeah, thanks again for being members. New Facebook group down there. We'll sort something out soon for the meetup. Do you like my new pictures anyway? I've had some printed out. I do a lot of photography when I'm out, so I'm not a photographer by any means, but I can take a good picture. I just take pictures for thumbnails for the videos. Anyway, some of them I've touched up. I've just spruced them up a bit, and I've shoved them in online, and people have been buying them as prints, which surprised me. So I put them on there, and people have been snapping them up. So if you go on my website, adventureme.co.uk, and go down, there's a print section there. If you click on that, I've got all my prints. But anyway, I had some printed off just to shove on the wall for my live streams. I'll show you. So got my Emily Moore one, which you've all seen. There's the viaduct in Willesden. There you can see that. Crystal Palace. And then I've got 3 roller coaster ones there. It's wonky now. It's got a wonk on now. So yeah, I just thought I'd put some behind me. I'm going to do another one there. That's why I've left a gap. I've also got my logo done as well. Just needed something in the background, didn't I? And I had to get Barney in as well, and Beagle. So I just needed something in the background. I need some lights behind me now. That's the next step. Right, I've got a few comments coming. Where are we? Oh yeah, Paul, you were about doing the Kipling Coates Derby, weren't you? Yeah, you can do that. Apparently, it's quite hard to park there though, because it is in the middle of nowhere, and I mean nowhere. You'll be all right on your bikes, but it's probably, I don't know, 10 miles from the nearest town, and you probably have to park there because apparently they closed the road off. You can't park on it anymore, and if you can't park there, you've got to park down in Kipling Coates, which doesn't exist. And they're making it difficult to park down there now. And if you do, it's about a 5-mile walk to the finish line. So apparently it's a bit of a nightmare to get to, but yeah, apparently you can do it. But yeah, I'd love to go see that, but I'm never here. It always ends up being around Easter time, and I'm always busy at Easter. I've always got gigs on or projects and things. So every year I've missed it. I might consider it. So Richard's talking about going. Used to work in a town hall in Blackburn. There were tunnels underneath which led to the old court buildings and the part of the town. Sadly blocked up now, but places like that are ace. Yeah, they are, John. And that's hopefully what I'm going to be touching on when I go to Blackpool. Some of that sort of stuff is the tunnels and things. I love all like that. The mysteries. What railways are on your radar? I've got a lot. There's the Spen Valley line. There's the Queensbury line. All these are like 20, 30 videos. Some of them are massive. Well, probably not 20, but between 10 and 30 videos, depending. Queensbury line. There's the Castleford, Garforth line. The Tingley to Batley, which I might be doing first. Then there's Oddwalton to Wakefield. There's quite a few that I really want to do in short succession. There's a few in Bradford that I haven't done that I really want to do because I've done a lot this way, but not many that way. But yeah, I'd probably say the 3 candidates are going to be definitely the Oddwalton to Dewsbury line, possibly. And then the bit up to Tingley as well, probably that triangle there. Because I haven't finished the Ardsley Lacerdyke line yet. There's that section, there's them bits I might finish as well. There's the Garforth one, which I want to do, and the Queensbury one I really want to do. That's before I get onto any of the others. Honestly, I've got years and years worth just in West Yorkshire alone, which is good because it'll keep me busy. But what I can't do is do them all at once and rush them. I want to do them bit by bit in detail and take my time, because if I smash through them, then I'm going to run out soon. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people are always saying, "Oh, why don't you do this one? And why don't you do this one? And why don't you do that one?" And I'm like, "Well, I will when I get to it." But they go, "Yeah, but just do that one in one video and then come and do this one." I'm like, "Well, no, because I don't want to rush that one. There's a lot to see, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to do as many videos as it takes, basically. If I'm not going to bore you all to death, but if there's stuff to see, then I'm going to show you it. And if it takes 5 videos, then it does. So that's that. I like to sort of spread it out, make it worthwhile. So I hope that answered your question, James. Anyway, I'll cycle to the coffee meet. You can't resist it, can you, James? Let me know if you. Why don't you get a bus, James? Why don't you get a bus? Eh? You will never get a bus. Let me know if you're out and about, and I tag along. I think the missus and dogs are getting bored of walking around our stuff. Well, you're welcome to come, Craig, anytime. I know you want to show me the Otley one, but that'll be a while away yet, because I've got to do these around here yet. Thanks, Paul. Can't find the Facebook page. Can you send me a link? There's a post coming out about it at 10 o'clock tonight. I've scheduled a post. It's in the members area and on Patreon. There's a post coming out at 10 p.m. with the link in it, so you'll get that. I scheduled it before this in case I forgot to tell you. So there'll be a post coming out with the link in, but it's basically facebook.com/groups/AdventureMe members. Let me know if you have trouble finding it. Spen Valley and Queensbury. Yeah, they would, mate. I've already done a little bit of Queensbury with Paul Whitewick. So that's why I want to do that, because I've got footage that I filmed with Paul and Rebecca Whitewick about a year and a half ago, and I haven't used it yet, but it's still there. That's on the Queensbury line. Lots between Garforth. Yeah, I know. I can't wait to do that one. That'll be easy, because that'll probably be one video, maybe 2 tops. What's a bus? I don't know either, mate. I ain't been on a bus since, don't know, 15 years ago. Crystal Palace had motor racing from 1927 to 1974. Yeah, I mentioned it in my videos, Bertie. I was stood on it at one point. I was stood on the old racetrack, and I never referenced it in the video, but I put a piece of text on screen saying that I was stood on the old racetrack. When I was there on the day, I wasn't aware. It was only when I got home and I was making the videos and doing a bit more in detail research, I realized that there was a racetrack there. But it wasn't really relevant to my videos, what I was doing. But I kind of wish I'd have mentioned it, because it was still there, a lot of it. So yeah, I wish I'd have mentioned the racetrack on the day, but I didn't. Too late now, anyway. But yeah, there wasn't much to see anyway. It's just a road. It's just tarmac. I mean, it was just the roads that are there today use that road. That's it. It's like when you go to Monaco, there's not a lot to see. I'm going to have some Haribo. Some Tang Fastics. I actually got these for the kids for Halloween. Nobody came, so I'm eating them all myself. See, great idea. I bought the biggest box of sweets you've ever seen. I had Haribos and a massive tub of Swizzles sweets, and put them in a big bowl on the door. Got a pumpkin out. Turn the lights on. Normally I shut the blinds and turn the lights off, but I didn't this year. I thought, no, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to, put the lights on, let them know I'm in, and answer the door. So bought the sweets, did everything. Got to about 7 o'clock. Nobody had been. Then I had a knock at the door. I opened the door, and the 2 cutest little girls, honestly, they were dressed really well. They had the full makeup on, the hats, the costumes, and they had a little pumpkin like this, holding the little pumpkin. It must have been, I don't know, between 3 and 5, somewhere about 4 years old, something like that. Little pumpkin at the door stood there, and it was absolutely peeing it down, as you know. And they were stood there like shivering, holding this little box that they had. And the mum and dad were at the bottom of the drive, and they just, in the smallest, cutest little voices, they went, "Trick or tweet." So I said, "Look, you're the only ones that have been." I said, "And you're the best dressed ones I've seen." I said, "So just grab a load of sweets." So they put their hand in, and they were like, they pulled one bag out each. They went like this with one packet. I said, "No, get a few, get a few." So they put their hand in and grabbed a few more. I felt so sorry for them. But they were the only ones we had the whole night. Disappointed. So now I've got to eat all these sweets, otherwise they're going to go off. What a shame. You're commenting already. If you eat one and start talking like a kid, I'll wet myself. The advert. Trick or tweet. No sweets if no cardio. Them's the rules. You see, my rules are a bit different to yours, James. My rules are sweets whenever you want and don't bother with cardio. That's my rules. And also eat as many biscuits as you want. That's another one. I'm not too bad, actually. I am quite well behaved. That's why I'm not piling it on. But I'm quite strict, but I do have the odd sweet. Jovis. Was they the twins from The Shining? No. Come play with us, Johnny. No, not them ones. Danny won it, not Johnny. Come play with us, Danny. Is that a hint to the Ponty video? No. No, not Haribo. I wish it were bloody Haribo. I'd be there like a shot. I'd be in that factory, guzzling these down. I'd ask if they had freebies and everything. No, not Haribo. Nothing to do with Haribo. Or Pontefract cakes. But anyway, yeah. Facebook page. Meet up sometime soon. And thanks again for being a member. And we will do more member live streams as well throughout the year. Especially if we've got anything to talk about. What I would like to do on the next live stream, if possible, is get some of you guys to come on. As in, I can invite you on here. So I can press invite and it'll send you a link. And you can join in the live stream. So you'll need a camera on your laptop and be able to speak as well. Like a video call. But we'll be doing it on the screen together. I think I can have quite a few of you in. So I did it with Martin Zero a few weeks ago. So on the next one, I'll send out some invites. Only if you want to do it, obviously. If you don't want to talk on camera, that's fine. But if you fancy coming on and chatting about anything, you can. I'll send you the link and you can join in. That'll be great. So yeah, I just thought I'd try that. Why not? And how rude! I'm still eating as well. Anyway, I think I'm going to bid you farewell because I have got some work to do, believe it or not, tonight. I haven't finished what I was doing today. I'm designing a logo for somebody, for a business. And they wanted it by tomorrow morning, so I'm going to crack on with that. Best sort my hair and makeup. Yeah, Paul, you better add. I want you looking tip-top on here. Yeah, because I've done mine. Yeah, you just want to come on and chat on camera, we'll just do that. I was actually going to do a Zoom call tonight instead of this. I was going to invite you all to a Zoom meeting, but that would require everybody being on camera and everybody having a microphone, which I know a lot of you don't. So, and I didn't want to force you to be on camera if you wanted to join. So that's why I didn't do it. So, but next one, I might do something like that. I'll get you guys involved with me because it's just me talking and you lot asking questions. I'd rather chat to you than be on here with us. Yeah, in fact, the next one, I'm going to get you lot on it. That's a deal. So, thanks, John. Thanks, Richard. Enjoy the site. Yeah, join the Facebook page, Richard. Get your makeup sorted out, Paul. Lovely to meet everyone. Put me down for a cuppa Yes, please, James. Nout. What is your name anyway, Nout? I just put Nout on the live stream, but what is your actual name? Glad to have caught a live video. Looking forward to new series videos too. Thanks, mate. And thanks for being members and Patreons. Been a pleasure. Thanks, Paul. Did you do the AdventureMe logo, Bertie? Yeah, I did. Yeah. Can you not tell? It's a bit dodgy, isn't it? Got a big version of it here. Yeah, I did it. That's my picture that I took of the viaduct. And then obviously that's cartoon me. You think it looks like me? And yeah. So I did that one. Thanks, John. Thanks, mate. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being a member. And cheers, Nix. You've been very quiet tonight, Nix. Thanks very much, Nix, for coming and being a member. Thank you all. I'll see you on the next one and the meetup if we do that. So, see you soon. Bye. See ya.